Hi everyone, today we'll be presenting our problem-based learning 1. Our group 1 consists of me, Muhammad Zazmin, Nur Hafiza, Yumni Hamiza, Muhammad Firas Iman, Nurul Anis, and lastly Nur Farah Dania.
To get a little familiar with the problem, let us look into the introduction whereby the given scenario is that something unknown is affecting both the villagers and crops, so we as a team of cellular biologists has to help them find a solution. The initial analysis showed that abnormalities can be found in the cellular structures of human and plant samples, and secondly, infection of microscopic organism or malfunctioning cell organelles could be the roots of these issues.
The villagers showed 3 main symptoms: persistent fatigue, muscle weakness, and slow wound healing.
We observe 3 symptoms in crops. Firstly, yellowing leaves. Second, reduced growth rates. And lastly, yearly wilting despite adequate water
Hello, today I
supply.
want to talk about the symptoms of the persistent fatigue among the villagers of the Kampung Misilo. We can observe that these villagers regularly walk on a long distance while going up and down the steep hills with heavy loads. This intense labor required a massive energy usage over a long hours, leading to a severe exhaustion. Due to the high altitude, the air is thin, causing the low pressure of an oxygen. The limitation of oxygen slowed down the ATP production, which then forcing the cells to rely on the glycogen breakdown to the glucose for an energy sources. Eventually, the severe oxygen shortage convert pyruvate into lactate, which then accumulate lactic acid in the muscle cells. This will lead to a severe muscle soreness after a long day on the farm. To support our villager, I propose on conducting an experiment about carbohydrate intake and iron-rich nutrition. This aims to increase the production of red blood cells alongside with the formation of hemoglobin. This will improve the transportation of oxygen as hemoglobin will efficiently transport oxygen to the body cells.
Hello, let's talk about muscle weakness. Why muscle weakness happen at high altitude? First of all, at high places like Kampung Masilo, there is less oxygen. That means not enough oxygen reach our muscles. With less oxygen, our body produce less energy during respiration. Less energy simply make our muscles weaker. So, how do we fix this? To fix this, everyone need to stay hydrated because dehydration reduce red blood cells production in our body. Remember, red blood cells carry oxygen from our lung to whole body. So, a fewer red blood cells cause less oxygen reach our muscles. That's why drinking enough water is enough to avoid muscle weakness.
Okay, hi. So I will explain about slow wound healing. First of all, how does slow wound healing occur? It is caused by insufficient protein intake. As we know, if our body doesn't get enough protein, the supply of amino acids is reduced, and at the same time, collagen production also decreases. And then, if the collagen production is decreased, it will affect the formation of new skin cells, which is the tissue repair becomes slower, and as a result, the wound healing is delayed. Therefore, as scientists, we will advise them to consume more protein-rich food like eggs, chicken, fish, tofu, and so on.
Next, our findings indicate that the primary issue of leaves turning yellow is insufficient light exposure. In the high altitude region of Mount Kinabalu, persistent cloud cover and thick fog frequently limit the amount of sunlight available. As a result, the chlorophyll pigment responsible for photosynthesis and the green color of leaves gradually breaks down. This causes the leaves to lose their vibrant green appearance and turn yellow. Based on this problem, we recommend 2 practical solutions to farmers. Firstly, installing LED grow lights that can provide supplemental lighting for approximately 14 hours of light each day, ensuring plants receive enough energy for photosynthesis despite poor weather conditions. In addition, trimming the branches of surrounding trees can reduce shading, allowing more natural sunlight to reach the crops. By combining scientific understanding with practical farming strategies, we can help farmers maintain healthier plants and improve crop productivity.
Hello, so I'll explain about reduced growth. Reduced growth are caused by internal infection. It all starts when harmful bacteria or fungi invade the plant's vascular tissue system, such as xylem. When the xylem are blocked by infection, the essential nutrients such as nitrogen can no longer travel up to the leaves. This results in fruits are much slower than their ideal size and a harvest that is significantly reduced. Fortunately, there is a solution to fix this. First, carefully trim away the infected stems or roots, making sure to use a completely clean and sanitized tool to prevent spreading the disease. Afterward, soak the remaining healthy roots in the water bucket to help them hydrate and recover. That's all from me.
Hello, let's discuss about the symptoms of wilting shown in the crops despite having a sufficient amount of water. The main possible cause for this issue is that the vascular tissue in plants are infected by fungi and bacteria which had invaded the plant's vascular tissues. Do remember that vascular tissues consist of both phloem and xylem, whereby these two works together to transport substances across the plant's part. However, when these two are infected, the flow of nutrients and water are blocked, therefore causing the visible drooping in leaves, which is what we call as wilting. Now, how do we fix this issue? So we can simply practice crop rotation, where we replace the susceptible plants with non-host plants so that the pathogen buildup in the soil can be reduced or until it dies.
In conclusion, the villagers experience persistent fatigue, muscle weakness, and slow wound healing, while the crops suffer from wilting, yellowing leaf, and reduced growth. The main factor contributing to this problem was impaired cellular energy production, which disturbed the normal function of both animals and plant cells. Consequently, the cells were unable to perform essential processes efficiently, leading to poor health in the villagers and unhealthy crop development.
Therefore, by improving oxygen and nutrient intake in the villages and creating suitable conditions for crop growth, cellular functions can be restored. Ultimately, these solutions resolve the main causes of the problems, improving the village's well-being and ensuring proper crop growth and development.